Hello and welcome to Langlit Online. In today's session, we would be talking about How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie, and I am Dr. Sushma. Firstly, let us talk about Dale Carnegie. He is an American writer and a lecturer. He developed many courses related to personality development, such as self-development, interpersonal skills, many corporate training courses, etc. One of his most popular and influential book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is world's bestseller also. And another popular book of his is How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, which was published in the year 1948. And in today's video, we would be talking about this book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, because this is the need of the hour. There are many people who are suffering from lots of psychological conflicts. So, if we read this book, it would be really helpful to us. So I would also like to talk about why I have chosen this book. Actually, I read this book 4 or 5 years back, and when I read it, it had a profound influence on my mind. Actually, it changed my perception of things, and it also helped me how to think properly, right, and beat all the negative patterns, etc. So firstly, it teaches us how to manage ourselves and our thinking. And in the book, there are many tested and proven facts and tips which were given by the writer. And he also has given his personal experiences, not just the author's experiences, but the experiences of other famous personalities also, in the form of case studies and short write-ups, etc. And after reading this book, definitely we see a change in our attitude and in our outlook towards life, and we see a changed perception of ourselves. And the book is also related to the psychological health or the mental health of a person. Just like how physical health is important, even psychological health is important. This is the fact that the writer wants to emphasize in his book. There are various sections in the book. There are 8 parts. Each part ends with the rules of life which are given by the writer himself, and these rules are very important and significant. Reading the book and keeping it aside will not help us. When we read the book, if we are trying to understand the concepts and then trying to implement them in our day-to-day lives, then only it is going to be helpful to us. So the rules which are designed by the writer, they are meant to be applied but not just meant to be read and kept aside. And then these are some of the interesting lines and takeaways from the book. I found these lines to be quite useful, and that is the reason I would want to share it to you. So the first suggestion that the writer gives us is live in day-tight compartments. The meaning of this word is you should pack your day tightly with lot of useful things and important things, the things which you like the most, etc. Right? So we should now not think about the past, or we should not think about the future. So we have to live in the present, and your day also has to be made beautiful. And he also asks the readers to question themselves like this: what is the worst that can possibly happen? If you are worried about a particular problem and you are not able to come out of it, and you should just think what is the worst, what is the bad thing that can happen further. So if you think about that, you would not worry about the existing situation, right? And then he also says, those who do not know how to fight worry die young. This is an observation made by the writer, because he feels that those people who always are bogged down with some or the other worry, they die very young. So we have also seen the example of Sushant Singh Rajput. So he has been suffering from depression for quite a long time. He couldn't control his mind, and he lived in his mind in the last few days. So youngsters are facing this problem. So they should learn how to control their mind. So those who worry die young. And he also says whenever you are facing a problem, you need to think about all the facts related to that problem in an impartial way. In the sense, you should not think that whether this issue would help me or not, or if I just think about this solution, is it going to be beneficial to me or not, etc. So you should just think about it in an impartial and objective way. You should not put your personal feelings into that. Then all the worries will evaporate. So if you just want to arrive at a solution for your problem, you should just gather all the facts together and find out the feasible solution to it. And he also says that we should also engage ourselves by doing the tasks which involve lot of planning and thinking. So if you can do this, like if you can accomplish a task wherein lot of planning and lot of thinking is also there, then it will keep you busy and you will not even worry about any problem. So time itself will give the solution. Like even if you are facing a problem, if you have the patience, in future time will really help you to forget it. So you also have to engage yourself in such a way that you need to say to yourself, I am so busy now that I have no time for worry at all. So do constructive things, do the things which you like the most, like music, dance, painting, or learning a musical instrument, etc. Or if you are interested in making short films, you can do that. Or there are many more things that you can play cricket or volleyball or any other game that you are interested in. And this is also another observation that he makes. Research men rarely have nervous breakdowns. So those people who always engage themselves with some or the other useful task, they do not have any nervous breakdowns. So they are happy and healthy. They are always, in high spirits. They do not have time for such luxuries. And then he also says it is utterly impossible for any human mind, no matter how brilliant, to think of more than one thing at any given time. So even if you have n number of worries, at one particular point of time, you will not be able to think about all the worries at the same time. You will think about the worry only once. Like, whatever is the worry which is bothering you continuously, that only you would be thinking. So definitely you have a solution. That is what he tries to say. And your mind also doesn't think too many things at the same point of time. And these are other interesting lines. The remedy for worry is to get completely occupied doing something constructive. So we have discussed this already, and he mentions the lines of the poet Alfred Lord Tennyson. He says, the poet himself says, I must lose myself in action lest I wither in despair. So the poet himself says he always has to occupy himself with some or the other work, otherwise he feels that he would wither in despair or disappointment. So such great personalities also, if they think that they have to be busy doing some of the other work, so we normal human beings, we also need to know that we need to get busy and forget our worries. So the writer says, get busy and keep busy. And life is too short to be little. Life is too short and we shouldn't worry about small things, insignificant things which do not have much weight in our lives. So let's not allow ourselves to be upset by small things. We should despise and forget. So small things are meant to be forgotten. And time solves a lot of things. Time may also solve what you are worrying about today. So this is also another significant point. And another suggestion that he gives us is relax and take plenty of mind exercise in the open air. So exercise also relieves us of the stress and it gives peace to our body, mind and soul. So we have to relax all the time. And prayer is the most powerful form of energy one can generate. So we also have to be spiritually connected. We can pray twice in a day, once in the morning and once before going to bed. So this will also help us to be grounded. And these are some of the tips that he suggests to reduce worries by 50%. Firstly, we need to pose these questions. What is the problem? What is the cause of the problem? What are the possible solutions to the problem? And what solution do you suggest? So, if you can categorize your problem in this way, it will be helpful to you. You need to identify different solutions, and from those solutions you need to arrive at one particular solution which is feasible and appropriate to you. And this is the exercise that he gives to his readers. He says, write down these questions. What am I worrying about? Even I would advise you people to just take a piece of paper and write down these questions and the answers also. And what can I do about it? What are the solutions that are lying in front of you? Here is what I am going to do about it. Out of all the solutions, which is the one which you like the best? And when am I going to start doing it? So when will you start implementing the solution to the problem, whether it is now, today, tomorrow, or after a week, or after a month? So what is your plan? What is your strategy? You need to decide. So if you can write down such kind of problems and then solutions to it, definitely you will arrive at a solution. You would not panic. So this is how you can manage your worries. And this is not my advice, but it is advice given by Dale Carnegie. So I would request all of you to follow it and be happy all the time. Thank you for watching.